Hello, hello. Anybody there? Anybody there? Just kind of wait a minute, see if anybody pops on. Saturday morning, maybe everybody's out partying or something. Come on in and say hello. Where is everybody today? Pugs for life. Hello, finally somebody is on. Thank you for your congratulations. This is a huge milestone for this channel, and just thought I'd have like a little live stream celebration, but it's like everybody else is busy today. How's your Saturday going, Pugs? Hello, hello, everybody. I hope you're all having a great Saturday so far. Today is just a little hangout chat for hitting 5K, and then little topic of conversation a little bit later if anybody is interested. No, I didn't end up doing it yesterday, Pugs. I was too tired. Now laundry, we need to celebrate laundry. Like, we need to have our special live stream to celebrate doing laundry. Good morning, April. Good to see you. Or afternoon, or wherever, whatever it is where you're at. Looks like people are starting to stream in now. Maybe I should get a little background music going. Hello, Margot. Good to see you. Well, you don't like my idea, Pugs, for celebrating laundry? Thank you, Lilith. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. Appreciate the congrats. Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be a year before I got to this point. It was like, what, 6 months? November, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, it's been about 6 months. January, February, March, April. Yeah. It's 10:50. Why are you living in the past, April? It's 11:50. Good morning, DJ. Good to see you. Thanks for joining the chat. What's everybody up to today? I just thought I'd have a little get together here and a little hangout. If anybody has any questions for me or anything else, I'd be glad to answer them. This Wednesday for Big Talks with Big T, I have my friend Derek Hanish. He's coming on. I've known him for so many years. and he just decided that he was going to get weight loss surgery, and so he had a bunch of questions for me, and we were both like, well, that would be a great idea for one of your live streams, is to just answer his questions. So that's what's going to come up this Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to do Motivational Monday anymore. I mean, it was a good idea, but I don't think too many people are interested in it. There's a few who do, but they're usually my lowest viewed videos is Motivational Monday. So let me know too if you like Motivational Mondays and you want me to continue doing them. I guess people like the more saucy stuff than they do the success stories, I guess. Well, thanks, Lilith. I'm glad that you and others love my content. It's 8:50 where you're at. You must be really in the past right now. Gotta get with the times, man. Hi, Claudia. Good to see you. You're in Germany, so it's afternoon or evening over there, huh? Like Rose told Jack, I'll never let go. You're gonna have to answer for me. Was there enough room on that raft for Jack? Could they have both gotten on there and survived? I guess the difference is Jack did let go. He did let go. And Rose helped him. She pried his fingers off there like, all right, bye. Now I can like move on and marry somebody else. Take this massive blue diamond with me and I knew it. See, it's a conspiracy. Rose is a murderer, and they never arrested her for that. Yeah, like, we had a nice little good time in that vehicle, you know, and running around and stuff like that, but all I wanted to do was get out from under this guy I was engaged to and had a little fun on the boat, you know, typical cruise ship behavior. And, you know, it's like, once stuff got really real, it's like, peace out, Jack. All right, you can freeze and die in that water. I don't care. I know Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't need to die. Like, he's a national figure in the world, and they killed him off. Like, how dare they do that? Definitely, April. He definitely had enough room to climb on that raft. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. Have a sublime weekend. Donating everybody. You too, my friend. Glad to see you. What are you up to today, besides causing trouble? If you're watching, come on in, introduce yourself, say hello to everybody, and if you have any questions for me, I'm here to answer them. Or just chat, have a conversation if you have a topic you want to talk about. You like my chin beard? You mean my chin hair? Is that what it's called, a chin beard? Oh, nice. You got a piano gig. That's pretty cool. I used to go to nursing homes and do Bible studies there. I pretty much stopped doing that when COVID hit, but yeah, I was doing that for a while. I love the people at nursing homes. I mean, they're pretty much forgotten. Like, society just forgets about them. They just put them in there and they just kind of live a lonely existence. I mean, a lot of nursing homes do a lot of fun stuff for them and get-togethers and whatever, but COVID must have been hell, man. For nursing homes, it must have been just the worst. Just stuck inside. I mean, yeah, it was bad for everybody because you're stuck inside, but if you're stuck in your room and you couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't do anything, like, it had to have been hell for older people at nursing homes. But I hope you have a good time with that gig there. I don't know what I'm going to do today yet. It's just kind of a relaxing day. I was watching The Old Man, or whatever it's called, on Hulu. I was like, oh, I'll come online and see if there's anybody out there wanting to hang out. I was like, do I make a video about this, or do I go live? And I'm like, I'll go live. I don't feel like setting everything up and editing and all that today. So I do have a topic of conversation to talk about if anybody's interested in that. No, it's raining out today. It's been raining and cold all week long. We went from having a week of 80-degree weather and sunny to all this past week. It's been raining. We even got snow, and it's been in the 30s. So I don't go out in that weather. Maybe that makes me a wimp, but I don't go out in that weather. So yeah, I guess I can get into that conversation. So I was just kind of watching a YouTube video, and somebody mentioned that there's a petition on change.org. They're demanding that the FAA provides, I guess, protections for obese people, which is really weird. It was sunny in Chicago 30 minutes ago, and now it's snowing. Yeah, it's been cloudy here for days, man. It's been depressing, but it looks like starting tomorrow we'll get a good stretch of sunnier weather. But I'm going to pop this change.org thing on really quickly. It'll cover up my face. So just hang on a moment. Alright, so apparently make it bigger. Hopefully you guys can see that. But change.org petition. A demand for the FAA to protect plus-size travelers. Started by Jalen Cheney. I might do a video on her because she's a fat acceptance person. And rather than losing weight and getting healthy and being able to fit on a plane naturally, she's demanding that the airlines cater to her. Alright. I'm going to pop you guys up so I can answer any comments or anything on my phone. Jalen Cheney. Oh. I might do a video. Do I have a sleeve, like a tattoo sleeve? Is that what you mean, Claudia? Because no, my arms are bare, if that's what you mean. Alright, so air travel should be comfortable and accessible for everyone, regardless of size. And what the irony is with this is that making things comfortable for bigger people, it makes it uncomfortable for everybody else. Because nobody wants to sit next to the fat person on a flight. Alright, fat people smell. I know that from experience. I know that from myself, being bigger. I don't anymore because I can shower frequently and take care of myself now. But bigger people smell, bigger people take up space, bigger people breathe and snore loudly, and it's very, very uncomfortable for everybody else. Hi, Garlic Breath and Farts. Good to see you. That's exactly right, Pugs. She's wearing an oxygen mask and everything else. Everybody has to change but you. Change the airlines. Everybody's got to be uncomfortable, all to give in to this fat person. All right. As plus-size travelers, my partner and I unfortunately experienced discrimination in comfort while flying. During a flight from Pasco to Denver, my fiance was subjected to hateful comments, disapproving looks, and even refusal to sit next to them, amounting to discrimination. It's discrimination that you don't want to sit next to somebody? Like, really? I mean, if somebody's going to take up space, and that's what they're all about, take up as much space as possible. I saw Foodie Beauty, Chantel, say this in a video. She goes, you just need to take up as much space as possible. All right? I mean, it's just take up as much space as possible. Don't worry about the person next to you. Don't worry about the airline. Everybody else is going to have to cater to you. And it's discrimination if you don't want to sit next to a fat person. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. But the article goes on, or the changed out at work thing continues. Similarly, on another flight, I was forced to occupy only one seat with a movable armrest, causing me pain and bruises. Oh no. You're too big to fit in an airline seat. That's the airline's fault, not your own fault for being too big. Being forced to occupy only one seat can result in pain and vulnerability to poor treatment from fellow passengers, including hateful comments, disapproving looks, and even refusal to sit next to them. This mistreatment of plus-size passengers is unacceptable, and it highlights the urgent need for better policies that protect the dignity and rights of all passengers, regardless of size. Unfortunately, plus-size passengers often experience discomfort and discrimination when flying. Because while you're taking up as much space as possible, right? It's like you don't care about anybody else, you just care about yourself. Exactly true, Garlic. You get what you pay for. And that's what I'm going to get into here. So what they're demanding the FAA does, here's one of them here. Provide accessible additional seats. All plus-size passengers should be provided with an extra free seat, or even 2 or 3 seats, depending on their size, to accommodate their needs and ensure their comfort during the flight. So we're not talking about one extra seat here. If you're big enough, you should get 2 seats or even 3 extra seats for free. I mean, if you take up that much space and you're going to demand that the airline gives you those extra seats, seriously? Like if I were to take my family with me, my kids don't get to fly free, my spouse wouldn't get to fly free. I wouldn't get an extra seat if I brought my animals with me. So what gall do they have to demand free seats if you're that big? If you want 2 or 3 seats so that you can be comfortable, you should buy them. Or you should buy a first class ticket that has more space. I mean, if you want more space, then you need to buy it instead of demanding it from the airline. I mean, just how... these people drive me crazy. How entitled are they? They're blaming it on the airline. They're blaming it on everybody else instead of looking at themselves and, oh, maybe we have the problem. Maybe we should lose the weight. Maybe we should do what we can to make sure we're in better shape so that we don't have this problem when we travel. I mean, there's people like Tammy who can't even fit in a front seat of a car or a truck. They got to get a van and put her back there like she's cattle. And I know that's embarrassing for her, but that's her fault for being that big that she can't even fit in a normal vehicle. So most big people cannot even fit in a normal vehicle, much less an airline seat. But it's the airline's fault. It's the FAA's fault. it's the fault of the people around you that don't want to sit next to you because you're big and you take up all that space and you take up their arm room and everything else. Like if you've ever seen a tiny person squashed in the middle of a seat between two big people, I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. They don't have a right taking up all that extra space just because they want to. Oh, okay. I understand, Claudia. Now, yeah, I had the gastric sleeve. I thought you were talking about tattoo sleeve, but yeah, I had the sleeve. I don't know if change.org petitions work. It's just a bunch of people who demand things. I mean, if there's something you really care about, you might get a petition going and get a bunch of people to sign it to get attention to it. But it's not like change.org can really enforce policy or change companies' minds or anything. They might see it and decide, okay, well, there's 10,000 people who agree and sign this petition, so maybe we should change our policy, something like that. But other than that, it's really up to the business to decide if they want to change. In this instance, it's up to the FAA to decide if they want to do something different. When you fly, you're paying for space and weight. That's how the aviation works, exactly. Every seat is designated, a price. They sell a seat for sight or for a price. And if you need 2 seats because you're that big, then you are pretty much 2 people in one body. You should have to pay for that extra seat. It happened to me when I was pretty big and I was moving to Oregon and flying out there. We got to the airport and the guy at the counter told me, I'm sorry, sir, but you're going to have to buy a second seat. It was embarrassing, yeah. So I've been in that position. I know exactly how they feel. It is not easy to fly as a big person. I had to have someone wheel me across the wheelchair or across the airport because I couldn't walk it. So I totally understand how they feel, how difficult it is to travel. But that wasn't anybody else's fault but my own fault, right? Like, it was my fault. And if I took up the space of 2 seats, then I had to buy that extra seat. I mean, it's just ridiculous that they're demanding all this free stuff. They're demanding everybody caters to them. And they say, well, I don't owe anybody health. But you're saying these businesses owe you that extra seat? You're saying they owe you big clothes? They owe you space? They owe you bigger chairs? They owe you all this stuff? Nobody owes you anything. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree, Carolyn. The seats are small. Like, they're pretty small even for an average-sized person. But again, it's economical, right? The more seats, the more tickets the airlines can sell, the more money that they make. There are areas that are designated for handicapped people. I mean, you get more leg room and stuff like that. There are first class seats, which are bigger and wider, but they cost more money, so... Yeah, I definitely don't like middle seats. I'm a window seat kind of guy. But if I was that big, I would try to sit on the outside so I had a little more room on my side. But even then, it's like, the carts try to get by and everything else, and it's difficult. But yeah, middle seats are not good. Exactly. It costs more money to send a pallet than a large box. I mean, it's space. It's weight. That's why if you were to mail something, it would cost you more if it weighed heavier. I mean, it's just the way it works. Yeah, it'd be nice to have the money to buy a whole row of 3 seats and just lay there. That's right. I don't know about that obesity equals disability thing. I mean, yeah, I understand it is a disability to some degree. Because you are so big that you struggle to move, you struggle to walk, you have a hard time breathing, you have all these illnesses. But at the same time, they're going to turn around and say, oh, obesity doesn't have any issues. I'm just a big person. That's just who I am. So Is it one or the other? You can't have it both ways. If it's a disability, then you know that there are problems with obesity because you're disabled. You are suffering the consequences of your obesity, right? So, like, if that's a problem, if you're disabled because of your obesity, then that's something you should change. And you should finally admit that obesity causes complications in your life that has consequences. But if you're going to turn around and say, oh, I'm healthy, I have no problems, but then claim disability, well, then that makes you a hypocrite. I've been on a few planes, Melody, which, hello, by the way. Yeah, I've never taken the middle seat, though. Exactly, you have to be accountable, Carolyn. It's your fault that you can't fit in a seat. It's not the airline's fault. All right, let's continue with this article. Reimbursement. Airlines should offer a refund for plus-size passengers who purchase additional seats independently. There should be a straightforward process that can be assessed online through customer service. So if you know you're going to be big and you're going to take up 2 seats, they're saying that the airline should reimburse you for that? Again, if I brought on extra passengers, I have to pay for those extra passengers. Like, why would the airline have to reimburse me for that? If you're going to take up 2 seats, then you should pay for 2 seats. Clear communication. Airlines must create a set of policy, standards, and procedures for plus-size travelers and communicate them in a clear, accessible, and easy-to-understand way. This should include information on booking additional seats, requesting a refund, and what to expect during check-in, boarding, and flight. Well, this is where that's going to be difficult. All right, because you don't tell them when you're booking a ticket how much you weigh. They don't know how big you're going to be until you get up to the counter and they say, well, I'm sorry, you're a little big there. We're going to need to charge you a second seat. Like, they have no idea. Should they, like, pull out a scale and weigh every person that comes in there, and if you're over a certain weight, or you should declare your weight while you're buying tickets? Like, how do you fix that? Like, you should know that if you're too big for a seat, that they're probably going to charge you for a second seat. Exactly, Marilyn. Hello, Marilyn, by the way. Everyone should pay to play. Goes for everything. Exactly. If you want to travel somewhere by plane, you're going to need to buy the number of seats that you're going to take up. Yeah, maybe it's on the list. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, bigger people aren't the cleanest people because they struggle to take a shower. They struggle to reach certain places on their body. They struggle to keep the smell down. And if you have all these extra rolls of skin, well, it's very likely they have infections under those rolls. I'm not trying to be too graphic, but it smells. I remember at my biggest, like, I always smelled. And even if I took a shower, it didn't help. Because it's like right after that, you were smelling again. So not only are you taking up extra seats and you're taking space from other people, but you smell, you breathe heavy, you struggle to do the basic things. Like, nobody wants to sit next to you. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Yeah, I've never been in a plane bathroom. I don't think I'd fit. There's a funny vid talking about how Andre the Giant had to take a dump in the hallway of a S-747 because he could not fit in the bathroom. Now that is something different because he had no control over his size. I forgot how tall he was, 7 feet something. I mean, that's one thing. Exactly, Melody. They want everyone to accommodate them. So they have the gall to say that my size isn't your business. I don't owe health to anybody. But then you're demanding all these businesses cater to you and give you things. So if you don't owe health to anybody, nobody owes you an extra seat, owes you clothes, owes you anything. Like, if you want to wear nice clothes, then you should lose weight so you can fit in nice clothes. If you want to travel on a plane, you should lose weight so you can fit comfortably in a seat. Like, that just drives me crazy. Exactly, Cherry. It will come to that. Everybody's going to be measured. Everybody's going to be weighed. And you're gonna have to do what the policy says. And that's weird too, because it's like if you're a bodybuilder, you're not fat wide-wise, but you're a bodybuilder, but you're over a certain weight. Are you gonna have to pay for an extra seat too? I mean, that's just ridiculous. Hang on a second, guys. My mom texted me. No, my nieces aren't over this weekend. I sometimes change my mind, you know, if there's something I want to talk about or whatever. I was debating whether or not to make a video or go live, and I'm like, I'll just go live. I'm not going to be on very long. Just kind of a little hangout and talk about some of these issues. But yeah, Maryland, the sense of entitlement is crazy. It is. It's absurd. So let's get back into this. Accommodations. Airlines must provide additional airport assistance to plus-size travelers if necessary. Including wheelchair assistance and priority boarding. Airlines should also create accommodations for larger passengers, such as larger bathrooms, seatbelt extenders, and alternative seating arrangements. So, there it is, right there. You know, we already talked about this. Bigger bathrooms. Like, seriously, are they going to have to, like, rebuild the entire inside of a plane to accommodate the bigger people? Bigger seats, more leg room, bigger bathrooms? It's just, I don't get why these people are so stupid. I mean, for one, they already have wheelchair assistance. That's there, all right? I know that because I've had to use it before. They will wheel you across the airport if necessary, which somebody shouldn't have to wheel a 600-pound person across the freaking airport. Like, they're going to do it. They're going to offer that customer service, but they shouldn't have to do it. Priority boarding, yeah, they give that to people who are disabled. So if you're that big, they will let you priority board. So that stuff is already included. But these other accommodations are unreasonable. Larger bathrooms, I think they do have seatbelt extenders because I had to use one. And alternative seating arrangements. So what, are you saying that they should allow you to go sit in the freaking first class for free? Employee training. Airlines and government agencies that regulate the airline industry must train all employees on how to accommodate plus-size travelers, including handling sensitive situations and providing appropriate customer service. Well, they already do the best that they can with that. Like, what else do you think that they should do and be more sensitive about? They're going to help you out the best that they can. They're already wheeling your fat butt across the airport. They're already letting you board as soon as possible. They're serving you hand and foot. They're giving you every accommodation that's possible. What else can they do for you? I mean, it's... I mean, it's just absolutely absurd. It's absurd. Exactly, Liz. I mean, seatbelt extenders, that's fine. And they do provide them. Like I said, I had to have one when I flew. So they do provide that. But free extra seats? No. No, 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 no. All right. As petitioners, we are also calling on the FAA to mandate that all new airplanes have at least one wheelchair-accessible restroom. Are you kidding me? I mean, I think they kind of are, maybe. I don't know how you deal with that. Like, they're literally demanding that they rebuild the entire inside of every single plane to make the bathrooms bigger, to make the seats bigger, which will cut down on their profitability. This change will provide or improve accessibility for passengers of all sizes and abilities, allowing them to use the restroom comfortably and without difficulty. This will promote a more inclusive and accommodating travel experience, demonstrating the industry's commitment to serving all passengers equally. Like I already said, they do what they can to accommodate every passenger the best that they can, whether you're disabled or not. They offer disabled seating. They will wheel you across the airport if they have to. They will get you in your seat and buckle you in. They will help you out. They will give you food and drink. They will do whatever they can to accommodate you already. But what you're asking for is unreasonable. That they tear out the entire inside of a freaking airplane and rebuild it to make the bathrooms bigger, to make the seats bigger, which is going to cost them millions and millions of dollars. These are changes that are not going to happen. I'm sorry, none of this is going to happen. It's easier for you to just lose freaking weight. Exactly, Melody. The prices of airlines will be astronomical. We're talking millions, maybe even billions of dollars to refurbish every single airplane, to hire more staff, to train them. I mean, it's just... Yeah, Patriots, I mean, I totally get that. The airplane seats are small, even for an average-sized person. The bathroom is small. But space is money on an airplane. Like, that's why they have the seats the way they are. It's to pack as many people in a plane as possible. It makes them profit. So they're not going to make these changes to accommodate fat people. Like, if you need more seats, you should pay for those seats. Or don't fly. I mean, it's as simple as that. Lose weight, don't fly, or pay for the extra seats. That's just what you're going to have to do. In addition to the lack of accessible restrooms on planes, the mistreatment and discrimination of plus-size travelers during Transportation Security Administration screenings is another major issue that must be addressed. How are you being discriminated against? Just because you're bigger. Like what? How are you being mistreated? Are you too big to fit through a x-ray scanner or something? I don't know what in the world you're talking about. To provide a safe and comfortable experience for all travelers, the TSA should implement clear guidelines for screening plus-size travelers, train agents on how to respectfully interact with plus-size travelers, offer sensitivity training, and provide accessible screening equipment. So you need bigger equipment too, because you're too fat to fit through a scanner. It's time for the TSA to recognize the needs of plus-size travelers and take action to ensure they are treated with respect and dignity. I mean, come on. These people. By implementing these requirements, airlines will create a more inclusive and welcoming environment to all passengers, regardless of size. It's time for the airline industry to take a stand and commit to creating a more inclusive and accommodating environment for all passengers. Join us in demanding that the FAA take action to protect plus-size travelers. Alright, I'm signing the petition, guys. Why am I signing it? So that maybe I can make a comment. Alright. Well, that's weird if it's not going to let me make a comment. Oh, okay. Well, now I need to find out a way to unsign this thing if I'm allowed to make a comment without signing it. Oops, I dropped my phone. Alright, if you can't see that, I typed, if you want extra seats, you should pay for them. You can't demand that the airline industry strip out, alright, spend billions of dollars to strip out and rebuild every single airplane because you refuse to lose weight. Take accountability for yourself. There. All right. Now I got to figure out how to unsign this thing. I think they deleted my comment. I don't know. But some of these comments, this is an important cause. Airlines have gotten so greedy that seats are so small. It's unhealthy and distressing, even for people who are only slightly overweight. Everyone deserves to be treated equally. Everybody is treated equally at the airport. Everybody's treated the same way. If you just happen to need to take out 2 extra seats, then you're going to have to buy an extra seat. It's not their fault that they are small enough to fit in a single seat and don't need a second one. I'm naturally a larger person, naturally, and have been forced to fly first class on every flight now due to the shrinking seats, costing an enormous amount of personal money for an extra few inches of hip width that should be standard. Yeah, I think they deleted my comment, guys. I can't find it. I don't know. Like, oops, I accidentally signed the petition thinking I had to sign it to sign. or to put a comment on there, but anyways, I guess I'm done with that conversation. How's everybody today? We got 16 people watching. Eat with candy. Okay. I wonder what's happening with Candy. Are you Candy, or is your name Candy too? Hello, by the way. And I'm waiting for a company to come over for an early dinner and watch the hockey game. That sounds like fun. Exactly, Gypsy. What if a thin person wanted 2 seats? I definitely wouldn't. And I made that comment earlier. I'm like, if I wanted to bring my whole family over and have them fly, I'd have to pay for every single seat that I took up. But if you're too big to fit in a single seat and you are the size of 2 people, then you should buy an extra seat. Like, that's not discrimination. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Great, guys. I think I'll shut it down for now. Not much going on. Not many people on today. Exactly, Sherry. Pilots and flight attendants are weighed, because there are limitations. There's a weight limit. There's space issues. Alright guys, well I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. I hope you enjoyed this little brief conversation. And I will see you back on